All right, we can be seen and heard again as well. So this is round 1. Let me also get my timer set up. Pre-siding.
Reverse the cameras as well.
What'd you say?
Reverse the cams.
Nah, it's fine.
All right.
It's okay. So this is table 4. So this is, I believe, Danny's on the top there. And let me get these names for you guys. So we have Danny, or Daniel Vivar. And you're calling it Flip Coup? Is that the official name?
I'm not even calling it a coup. I'm just calling it Flip Flop.
Flip Flop.
Because right, like it's got Goku and Vegeta.
All right, Saiyan Flip Flop. I think
Yeah, sure.
That's the official name.
What about Flippy Dippy? Huh? Thoughts?
Oh, thoughts?
Prayers?
Nah, Saiyan Flip Flop is better.
Saiyan Flip Flop. But yeah, so we're dealing with like a new, pretty aggressive yellow deck versus Gohan, which is kind of the new hotness. Everyone, first expected tier 1 green deck in quite some time. And, as we look at these decks, who's going to go first? I think it's yellow based off of the hand movements.
Yeah.
But, like, the yellow deck is going to try to get this really strong, like, kill you on turn 3 by just playing out a bunch of keywords, bunch of 20Ks, and just going.
Mm-hmm.
Gohan, a little more. Oh, goodness, the Gohan player doesn't have the hyperbolic time chamber in his battle area. There we go.
Do you want to let him know real quick?
Yeah.
You can. It's just being.
Hey, fellas, it's a pretty casual game, so we'll just let you know that, Danny, you don't have hyperbolic time chamber in your battle area. Might want to... might just want that.
What's in his life? Oh, no.
What if he just, like, didn't include it in the
checklist? Yeah. Yeah, you can just let him know. You can.
So if it is in your life, what we'll have you do is go ahead and grab your life. Yep. Take that. Go ahead
and
and
just shuffle, make another 8. It's fine.
Shuffle your whole life into your deck, and then just yep. Exactly.
All right. Well, here let's all talk
good.
about
Low pressure
cards.
environment, right?
Yeah.
We're playing new stuff.
Yes. No, there's been regionals. I mean, the World's Championship last year, I guess technically at the end of last year, but was this year. Charging turn 1 is a really good play that you should.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
He forgot about it too.
Dude, that was like a $50,000 mistake. Like no joke, $50,000.
Oh, it was so close though. It was so close still.
That's what I'm saying, right? And then like there was the weird like time magic thing where like why would you attack there when like obviously time magic is going to come into play, and it's like, dude, just like those exact 2 instances are just like $25,000 a piece. Like, dang.
All right, so starting off, but yeah, we got this this new Gohan leader, and what are your? I think the thoughts are is that it's good, right? That's pretty understood.
Yeah, I do think it's just like a strong deck. It's not some like super tier 1 mega threat that's like gonna cause any real issues, but like it just does so much. The turn that it flips, it draws like an extra 3 cards, and the way that you just get to like Z Awaken so quickly, you get to be at 20k as a Z Awaken, and then the boss monster is so good. Like being an on attack really makes it really kind of like if you don't remove it that turn, you're just dealing with it every single turn, right? So
yeah, no, it sounds very, very strong. Yeah, no, I've been looking at this list obviously because it's green. There's 2 green leaders. Some people say there's only 1 green leader in this set, and that's fair.
No, they're wrong.
But yeah, so if there's a Sun Gohan childhood underneath this card, your leader gets plus 5k power, and then only up to 2 can be placed underneath there. If all your energy is green and this card is in active mode, you can play 1 card from underneath this card. If you do, add up to 2 cards from your life to your hand.
Mm-hmm. So a really nice balance of just like you get a free play like twice per game, and then you're going to get...
Did he just crit the secret rare out of life, though?
Oh my goodness.
That
Not only that, like a game-winning secret rare, right? A lot of secret rares are like tempo-based, but that one's like no. If this card resolves, I've won the game.
Yeah. And wow. I'm gonna do my best to show like both sides of this leader. It's gonna be kind of difficult to do that with current technology, but we'll try our best. But the flip flop Saiyan, it's Goku and Vegeta. Goku's the starting side, but then you go to the Vegeta, and it's kind of like launch in a little bit, like the way that you can go to both sides, but
you flip both turns too,
on
your opponents, and you get an extra draw, right? So like it forgoes kind of the traditional tempo turn of normal awaken in favor of this very weird, like, if you attack me incorrectly, I get this huge amount of buff, but like also you kind of have to attack me, otherwise I just, I mean, you're not being attacked and you draw more cards and then you win.
Yeah.
You're also an aggro deck that gets benefit out of picking up your life, so like not doing that is really painful.
Yeah, and it's whenever it's in battle, so it means like when your opponent attacks you too, right?
Yeah. So at the end of the battle, you automatically flip, which is really, really crazy. But that also means that if your opponent controls it properly, right, with certain attacks, you become a 10k defensively for some potentially very meaningful attacks.
Yeah. So it is very weird. I'd say very unconventional of a leader.
Meanwhile, this new Goku, basically on play, it's a 1/1 deflect. It's going to stick either a Goku or a Gohan from your hand underneath. Those autos will place the opposite name underneath the field. And then on play, he'll pop a 2 or less. So, yep, it looks like he just popped that trial run Vegeta. And then he's a 10k, right? Like, that's just nice. Right now, you can see this is exactly the spot. If Daniel realizes it, he can put a 10k to a 10k and just... And it looks like he does.
Yeah, and real quick, it is a 3 or less. You got all those words right. Like this is me not making fun of you. This is me saying like, dang, that is a lot of text that you have already committed to your memory.
Well, yeah, I mean, then his other effect too, he can just like pay a green and buff your leader by 10k, but most of the time a 1/1 without barriers not really going to live that.
No.
But we do see a TP from last set coming into play here. Vegeta Saiyan, I want to say Saiyan transformation.
Transformation, it is grade 8 Vegeta last ditch
transformation.
Listen, I'm just the guy in the chair with all the info. Like I am, I'd be like, that's Vegeta. I don't.
And look, they're critting important cards back and forth. He immediately hits the doubles, the Servant Vegeta. But this 19k crit, all it does is if a player has a field, play it. It's so solid.
Yep.
I don't know if it's as hype as a lot of people are making it to be, but it's it dealt a damage right there, didn't it? A crit damage, no less.
Yeah, I mean, a 19k crit blocker, sure. There are worse cards, right?
There are definitely worse cards. So we're now seeing the beginning of the attacks. All right, so he didn't seem to commit that 10k into the leader, which maybe, right, that could cost him here if you're trying to be the aggressor, because the yellow deck also wants to kill you. If you give that yellow deck one extra turn, that could be all it takes. So that 10k into him, right? A 19k crit might have gone through anyway, but we're gonna kind of find out here in a moment. So Goku swings. He gets to draw and gets an extra 5k, and then at the end of the battle, he'll flip over.
Yeah, and the
Vegeta flips back. But
does he have an extra copy of the other one so you can read both? Or was I looking at that wrong?
In his Z energy?
No, okay, sorry. I saw the Goku on there. I'm like, wait, does he have both sides so we can read and make sure? Like, I need that. That
would be like just so you don't have to pick it up all the time.
Yeah.
But no, so he's going to use the new SR, which I think is a really strong card, just very generic. You just shoot the Goku and Frieza. Oh gosh, what is it called? Heated battle or heated clash?
Let me see.
Something like that.
Let me see.
And it is a 20k, pops a card in rest mode, ignoring barrier. To play it from your Z energy, you just pay 2 and choose a Saiyan or Frieza army. Place it in your energy, or maybe Frieza clan even. Place it in your Z energy, but if you just choose your leader, that's the only cost, is to choose the card. Oh, wow, look at that. On play, draw 1, KO ignoring barrier, and then 2 costs to choose the card and come in. So he's going to kill the ape. He makes it 20k. I don't necessarily know if he needs to put this sideways yet. Having only 1 energy kind of feels like he hasn't applied enough pressure yet to really do anything. But this card is definitely dying next turn because of the hyperbolic time, the cards under the hyperbolic time chamber.
Yeah. Man, that card should not be written that way. That's crazy. I sure did choose a card.
Oh, dude, are you
Anyways.
kidding me? I'm playing this in Golden. I'm gonna just choose my leader. And also, did you notice that it plays a Goku or a Frieza? So you can remove it to play a Goku or a Frieza that costs 2 or less from your hand or drop.
Yeah.
And so, right, in the Frieza swap, it's supposed to be like, all right, I'm gonna play the 1 drop.
Yeah.
In this deck, you get to play basically all the different keyword Gokus.
Mm-hmm.
But in something like Golden Frieza, you can replay the malicious streak that you killed to pick up a life.
Ah, I see. Nice.
Yeah.
And or even just to play anything, and then get your Golden Frieza effect to go off. This technically probably has Frieza Army. Yeah, it has Frieza Army, which probably has a little bit of synergy too, but it's crazy.
I mean, just pay 2 for a Frieza Army out of nowhere, right? That draws a card and kills something. And it's a 20k body, so right, we can see him. He's just starting to apply a little bit of pressure. Doesn't put him to 4. I would say that's smart, keeping him off of super combos, except that we watched him grab the Gogeta loop. My bad for making that super public. But we can see that he's going to basically, he already has his battle card in play, so his super combos are live.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really just how much pressure he wants to apply here. He gets to play the Goku and the Gohan for sure, and then he might get to play the boss monster based off of the current board state.
Yeah.
He's at, 6? Okay, so Gohan's typical play line here is going to be activate main on the Hyperbolic Time Chamber. I play the Goku from underneath.
Oh, but he's going...
He's going to start with the Secret Rare, or the big guy.
Yeah, I thought it was Secret Rare for a second, but I'm like, no, that's not right. We have Boo as our Secret Rare. It looks like a Secret Rare, doesn't it?
Sometimes. It really do be shiny. I kind of like the original art more than the Espira, to be honest. Like the actual art itself. I can recognize that it's shinier.
Sure.
Man, that Secret Rare hit really sets a tone for the game. So
You're not worried about it. You're not questioning what the Secret Rare is. Like, you just know it's not in this game right now.
He's gonna riposte, but it doesn't look like he has the plays online. So he's gonna pay 1 to negate the double strike. Then he has to discard a card, and he popped the card. Yeah, like this is a huge, like that's a +3 effectively right there for like nothing. And then his body is still on board, right? Discard the Nimbus. Free play Goku out. Crazy. So Goku, when played, he's a barrier, and then he gains 10k, so he goes to 24. So this is another 24k swing. And then so watch, after this too, he's gonna flip back to 10. And if he's smart, right, he can make that 10k go lethal into... I don't know if a negated attack triggers the flip.
It didn't battle, right? So I don't think it.
Yeah,
I would not be the.
It was
I would be the
attacked,
master
but
of
it
that
wasn't
one.
in battle. So I mean, that might be a Yomi question. But right there, we can even see a small misplay. Right, he could have turned the 10k sideways if he's like trying to kill him. Right. Ooh. Okay, right here. Let's talk about that exact exchange. Cool. So he can flip and awaken, but the front side draws a card, and the back side says when you combo with 1, bottom deck 1, draw 2. So if instead he paid the green to kill the Goku and play the Gohan out from underneath, he could swing with his leader, still be a 15k because it's +5. He draws the card, and then he awakens. And then, finally, when he has the new Team Gohan out, the Team Gohan... Okay, also, that is literally not how that works. That is only for battle cards. Hey guys, the leader only combos on battle card attacks. See, I'm familiar.
Yeah, you got some knowledge.
The lead, they gotta do it. Right, so what you do there is that the new Team Gohan that would come into play from underneath the field would attack. It'll combo with a Goku, and then you basically get to super combo off of your leader's effect without using a card from your hand.
Let's see. Also, I got a word from Yomi. So yeah, if an attack is negated, it still counts as being in battle. So it would flip, even with the negate.
Right. Okay. So like this just feels like quite a bit of pressure that he's kind of missing out on, because he can also still play the Gohan from underneath his field by paying 1 for Goku. You place the Goku and drop, and you draw 1 and play the new Gohan.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot of momentum on turn 3 for Gohan. The question is he going to follow through and do it? All
right. So Piccolo Unison for 2, oldie but a goodie.
literally like what, September last year?
Yeah,
that when Zenkai 1 came out.
Ancient.
Ancient.
You can't have a Gohan deck without a Piccolo, right?
I prefer my green unisons to take life instead of losing markers.
I'd rather my green unisons make my opponent discard a card in their combo area, but I'll digress.
Yeah. Paternal unison, a good one.
Yeah.
So we've got Dormant online, so he does have a little bit of baseline safety, right? And he gets to potentially pop a card because of the way that, when you're swinging with a bunch of 2 costs, well, Dormant and Shocking Deathwall go a long way.
Yes. Yep. All right. Looking at that hand though, he's got what, 3 cards in life right now?
Yeah, it looks like about 3 life.
It might be 4.
Might be. So, I mean, realistically, here he's on turn 4. He's got the Z energy to make the Whis like time skip play.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is that you basically need to have an established board for it to make a big enough impact to win the game.
Yeah, for sure.
And right now, with nothing on board, he would have to commit like 1 energy to something, 1 energy to Bulma, and then 1 energy to a Whis. So he basically gets like 2 cards out, which is not really enough to win the game here, especially through at least one of the turns of Dormant, right? Because he could skip to a new main phase. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, because I mean, yeah, even at 5 life, you're not worried at any really way, right?
Mm-hmm. And he's got at the very least a larger hand. His leader's going to get 1 free combo off, right? You combo 1, bottom 1, draw 2. So
if one of his Gohan battle cards attack, which. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure this.
No. The leader automatically does it when you combo, and then what happens is the leader has a different auto that says when a team Gohan attacks, you combo with.
That's right. Okay.
With a card from your drop area.
Yep. Okay. Look, I just read the card and I still misread it. Like
it's a weird, and it's right, especially because we just had the Goku Black, which is a card that like draws when either a leader or a battle card attacks. It's like an entirely different piece. So no Frieza there. This could lead to a dead unison. Really depends on if he's got he probably has Sparking 5 for Shocking, but he might need Homicidal or something.
Yeah, man.
But he just waved his hand for no negate, so is he looking at
Man, I was looking through it. There's just so many cards that like, yeah, I'm a 7 cost, but you can pay me for 1. Just don't worry about it. Like, it's crazy how that's just been kind of like the design of the cards right now, right? Because like,
sorry, repeat that?
Oh, like I'm just looking at like the Super Saiyan, Son Goku, and Vegeta, right? It's a 4 cost, but it's like, yeah, play it for 1. Don't tell anybody, right?
Yeah, it's just our little secret.
Yeah, exactly. But like that's the secret of like half the cards right now. It's just like, I'm a 20 cost, but don't worry about it. You can pay me for 2. Just don't. Oh, you can pay me back.
I'm a blue player. I pay full cost. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay,
I'd be tapping 6 and go, that's my turn.
But you get 4 back. So like,
true. So right, like I mean, look at that. Like you can now see, like even just that momentum turn. I feel like if you're gonna set up a unison or something kind of defensive like that, you have to have the actual defense to back it up and protect your unison, because now he's just like, he dormanted into losing his unison, which was probably going to be all the yellow player was really going to do, right? Like maybe 1 more attack was stopped.
Yeah, it is. I don't know. I'm still just shocked. Like, oh man, there's my big boss monster. Great. Well, I paid 1 energy, I got rid of it, and I pressured down your unison with a double strike for free. Like, it's just absurd.
Negating the skill is really huge too, right?
Yes,
you deal with like Aandroidd 21 secret rare. The game has always had a hard time balancing indestructible, right? Indestructible cards cost like 1 trillion.
Yeah.
Except that now you just yellow pays 1. Like most of the good yellow decks pay 1 and they go, oh, it's dead. Sorry.
And real quick, so we have the Raditz pulling ahead promo coming down for Daniel here, and so it's you can play it for 1 again. It's our little secret. But when this card deals damage to your opponent, you choose up to one of your battle cards into the warp. Then your opponent sends 1 card from their hand to the warp. So it kind of has like crit like removal. Obviously, like if it doesn't do damage, it doesn't get the effect, right? But pressuring to say, guess what? If you don't combo out of this with 2 cards, you're gonna lose 2 cards, right?
Yeah, you just, oh my goodness, and he just put a super combo on it. Yeah, so, I mean, it, like you said, it's just this huge swing of momentum if you, if you get 2 cards. And then, you know, if you get 2 cards, you can just, you know, you can just, get the attack off without it being negated.
Mm-hmm.
So what? I mean, realistically, do we think does he take this damage or does he just combo out?
Yeah, because again, this is 30k going into a 15k leader, and I'm just noticing, are they using the exact same sleeves? That's very funny. They're very similar colored.
It's not lilac; it's the dual matte one.
Oh, he can't rest time chamber for mecha, if you don't mind.
Oh yeah, he has barrier.
It has barrier. Yeah.
Hey guys, also cannot rest time chamber per that. It has barrier, and mecha requires you to choose the card.
There you go. Yeah, the one drop was fine. It's not going to be punching that much anyways, so.
Yep. Well, see, we say that, except that he's going to flip back over right now, right?
That's true.
Like, that would have been a 10k. But, I mean, now the 14k Goku gets to swing into it, so.
Yeah.
I mean,
but then it flips back over again, right? And then the limit 1 means you're stuck on Vegeta, right?
Mm-hmm. So, like, they do both kind of trigger right away. The real question here is probably going to be, how many super combos does he have? Final Flash, negating its skills. That's 25 to 30.
Maybe you just do that and take the 1 so you don't lose your board. I think that's what they're doing. Yeah.
I guess, yeah. That basically, one thing that I would notice is that tells me he doesn't have a super combo.
Sure.
Otherwise, he would just combo out of the attack. Like, honestly, what you would do is you would plus 15, you would negate the green Goku skills, so he couldn't play out Gohan from underneath the field,
and
then go for it. But this is a little awkward. This guy's going to get to attack, but he's not going to get the burn off of it. So he's going to go to, what, it's like a 40k double strike, discard a card, kill something. But he doesn't have a 110k Goku.
Yeah, it looks like they're, trying to play the Goku and Gohan again, yeah?
Yeah. So, well, now he has to think about it, too, because now if he wants to attack because he's been reposted, he has to tap his last energy.
Yep, or the 4-drop, right? Or is the 4-drop has barrier? Yeah. So
this is a little sticky. That might have been a bit of an overcommitment.
Yeah, because then you're not able to, like, you want the 1 open for maybe dormant if you thought they had it, or...
I mean, he kind of has to, right? Because otherwise now there is a board. That 15 and that double, that's kind of all it takes sometimes.
All right, can you let him... Yeah, okay. I think you just found out.
Yeah.
Tap something. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, let him know.
Hey, guys, Goku also has barrier. Gotta tap the energy if you want to attack. Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Oof. I know he's... Okay, that, like... And he doesn't have the Android 16 to make himself a Z leader. I think very much so. This attack has to go through. Well, he can't even overwhelm. Because, like, overwhelm, there's nothing to tap.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be to overwhelm to, what? And then have the 4-drop Goku go for game, right?
Yeah, that would have to be it. And he just got time magic, so nope, he can't even begin to do it. But he's only got... I think this turn is going to be too big. Now he's got like 3 energy. Yep, so you combo with anything really, and then you get the leader draw because King Gohan attacked. Let's see if he's actually going to follow through. Looks like they might be asking a question. I think that looked like about Judge.
Are looking up a card, yeah.
This is going to be tough. No, yeah, I think he's waving to us. Yep. What's up, guys? So you can resolve all pending... I'll try to answer this like a judge. You'll make me so proud. So when an attack is negated, the auto still entered pending already. So you can resolve any pending autos that you as the turn player control.
Yeah, so you can still combo, still make Z energy, and still use the leader effect if you haven't done that already. But yeah, just freeze the energy, why not, right?
Yep, and in this case, right, so it looks like he did the combo there, but then he didn't even do the leader skill.
Yeah, it means he probably likes the cards in hand enough to not want to send 1 to the bottom, but...
But I mean, it's a +1, trade 1 for 2.
It is +1.
I don't know, the way he kind of asked it, he... I I don't know if you could hear it, if you're like deafened. Yeah, it looks like you're deafened. He basically asked, can I still use the combo on my leader skill?
Yes.
And I basically, I told him that all autos are going to resolve. And if he's not going to resolve his leader auto, it has the cost of putting a card to the bottom.
Yeah. Yeah, because let me actually read it. Yeah. So it has the cost, yeah. So if you don't pay the cost, then you can't resolve it. Okay, attacking with leader. Goku
I think
side.
this is the turn he dies. Like if he goes for the full, right? He might be playing just like a good stuff version, but if he's going for a time skip one, this might be too much. So, are you familiar with the like the turn skip
I'm
phrase?
furiously reading. That is why I'm so quiet.
Got it. Okay. So I'll explain it to everyone that's in the chat. So there's a Whis card in the Z deck.
Yeah, that is immediately the card I'm reading right now.
Traditionally costs 2 and 3, or 2 and 1. It's very expensive.
3 and 1.
3 and 1. Extremely expensive card, but there is a Bulma that does reduce its cost by a yellow. And so you can basically reduce it to be a 2 cost if you see the Bulma. It'll immediately end the turn that you're on and go into the next main phase. So effects that are once per turn will trigger again.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the cards in the Goku and Vegeta decks say at the start of a main phase, switch this card to active mode. And then they also have a keyword attached to them in some fashion, right? Whether that's critical, dual attack, or like pick up a life to double strike or pick up a life to gain dual attack.
Yeah.
They each have a way to like attack several times a turn, regardless of a charge phase.
Yeah.
So
and
what the Whis aims to do is to make everything that you have into a dual attack of whatever it's effective.
Yeah. And so like we have like the SS3 Son Goku from the last set that can again use its active main to switch it back to active mode. There like some effects do fall off. Yeah, like Bean will fall off if they use it early in the turn.
Dormant.
If
they dormant the first turn, you're like, well, I mean, you discarded 2, and then I still got 2 attacks through. It's not as perfect as it could be, but you like lose a lot of momentum doing that, and then we skip to the next turn.
Man, you should not to spoil the deck. You could use Overrealm again. They should be running more Overrealm. It's
Interesting.
Crazy.
Yeah, if you ran like a bunch of like 3 costs Overrealm.
Yeah, why not?
That's interesting. What are the Overrealm 2s? There's like the Toa that you can discard to gain 5k. Discard, draw 1, gain 5.
Yeah, there's like Trunks. You can get some card cycle there too.
Ooh. Let's just call Eggman the next big innovator.
No. No, it couldn't be me. Why does it have to be... Okay, maybe... Okay, this will reduce my innovator status. Why does it have to be cost 3 or less?
Why does one have to be
why does the Overrealm have to... Oh, like Overrealm of 3, not like the play cost.
Just because, like... I mean, you could run like one big Overrealm, but you don't want to, like... You would use too many cards, right?
No. Sorry, I thought you said it was something like, oh, you can only play 3 costs for the rest of the turn or something like...
No. You would just generally, like... Because it's pretty easy to, like, be like, all right, I'll push this double strike with 3 cards, and then I'll get an Overrealm off.
Yeah.
So now he gets to draw a card... So this is one thing that's like crazy about the Gohan is that you can kind of use it like Broly Surge. I know. And then right, like he's literally super comboing. He draws 1 and then bottom decks 1 and draws 2. So he basically super comboed and plus his hand size by 2 cards total. And like that's huge. Oh, and you know what? He's also going to refresh his leader skill too. When he turn skips, he'll get another combo to draw.
By the way, so for the 2-drop Goku, it says if you add 1 yellow Vegeta with the cost of 2 to your hand, where? From what, the battle area? Could it be from your drop area?
Yeah, typically it's going to be from the battle area.
Just making sure. Like,
because it says does it say in play or?
No, it says if you add 1 yellow Vegeta with any cost of 2 to your hand.
Oh.
There's already an errata with this card. It doesn't deal with that.
Oh gosh. Probably from battle area is the intention.
Okay.
Probably. I'm just going off of my intuition.
You know who you're talking to, right?
Oh. So I started blasting. Hey, listen, you were just paying green.
I just yeah. And also Legal Prune in chat, you were right. The Toa that could restand a 2 cost could be pretty nice.
Oh,
especially with the 2-drop Goku that we're already talking about.
Yeah, does cost an energy though. We will say that. That's a little tough. But she's definitely a good option there. Is that you could just like restand some of the double strikers, because I want to say that the Vegeta double strike guy just auto picks up a life and then gains 10k in double strike for the turn.
Yeah. All right. Well, let me. I gotta reread this card and see if I can abuse it somehow, because it seems.
Which one, the Toa?
Just the Whis. There's surely a way.
Oh, you can in this deck. So look,
I know.
Got 5 energy. Yeah. So okay, so he's gonna play a double name, but it kind of looks like he's just playing the good stuff deck right now.
Yeah.
Like we've got Majin Vegetas, we've got Goku's, and then he's playing so few of the 2 costs that actually cost 1.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we can see that he's got the Vegeta right there. That both the Vegeta and the Goku have a different effect. They kill 2 energy to free play themselves, and then they either gain dual attack or double strike for the turn.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, that definitely will help him push for game, right? Because you can just play on both leaders. But this is still really tough for him to kind of push here.
By the way, I had the Dane. This will make you happy. We were talking about just making mistakes with streaming stuff. I had the timer running; it was hidden the entire time. So we got 7.5 minutes left, in case anyone's wondering on that time scale.
It should be fine. I just realized there's one more thing we can abuse. Kibito there negates the skills of the card played, but then you go to the next main phase.
Interesting.
So against like blue, you could like swap into Chi-Chi out of nowhere. Also, I really want those cards to be banned. Please ban Chi-Chi, Borgos, Mai, Gohan, and Vegeta.
Yeah, 1-drops that draw a card and have barrier. It is their time to end. Like even if that was their entire effect, which I mean that's why Pan's also good and fine to be running Aandroidd 21. It's because like, oh, what are you gonna do with it? You're gonna spend 2 energy in your turn to get rid of a 1-drop.
Oh my god.
That's a problem.
I was so unprepared.
I cheated and I knew it was in the deck, but yeah, they are.
Oh, and he picked the homicidal. Have another one. Does he have another one? I don't think so. I don't know. His hand. He's not giving away. The body language is giving it away. No negates. Is he just gonna try to like super combo his way out? It just It's
not getting there. Yikes.
He picked I'm a firm believer that both Cell Max and Cell Xeno are cheeser cards.
They are. I get it. Quad strike is not a common keyword, and so no one plays around it until they have 4 life and they look over and they're like, oh, I see.
You'll be at like 6 and you're like, oh, I can take this totally fine. And then the next attack that comes down is this
yeesh. Yeah.
1,000,000%.
All right.
Flip, who's going to take it? I was, as the Gohan player, I sympathized though, because I was so certain he was going to be playing Piccolo Gohan.
Mm-hmm.
You are number 1. There were a million things he was going to play besides Cell Xeno.
Yeah.
And so I do sympathize with that. Wait a second. Does Andrew play Black Sin very frequently?
Yes, he does. Yeah, you. I think you played against him.
I did with the Broly Surge.
Yeah. He plays that deck a lot, but he's currently on Blue Baby.
Blue Baby is so cool. Okay, so are you familiar with Blue Baby?
No.
All right, so the field has 2 effects, so it's a big barrier card. But once per turn, you can tuck a Brainwashed or a Vegeta GT from your hand underneath it and draw 1.
Gotcha.
Its other effect is prevalent later in the game, but basically when you play a 4-cost or higher baby, you get to summon a 10k or less Brainwashed from underneath it. For the most part, right, that's going to depend. It's going to change. Oh, whoa, hold on. Guys, that's not a Saiyan or thing. So they're going to discuss what they want to do.
Yeah.
Looks like he might just be whiffing. That's,
fair. Yeah.
Makes
unfortunately.
sense. Like, otherwise, you just
Because you shuffled, yeah.
You trust, like, oh yes, go grab any card you want.
Sorry, I meant to get the second best card in my deck. My bad.
So the field then plays a 10k servant out from underneath. So one big thing that I'm gonna make you notice of this is that baby hatch is a baby, and so on your opponent's turn you baby hatch, and then it plays out another guy as well.
Nice. Okay. All right. The secret rare for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Assuming they're running that.
Remember that blue secret rare? Remember that one? Still pretty good, believe it or not.
I don't know. It doesn't have a Goku in its name. I don't know.
It doesn't have a Goku, and it didn't have a whole movie for it. Yeah, so little less. Fun.
That's true.
So we're now seeing it. We are now seeing it. Look at that. There's all the engine pieces. He just didn't have them before. He has the trial run in his energy, and he has the something.
I'm gonna be honest. Like, I don't want to spoil the spice. You've seen the list. There might be a reason he didn't see a lot of the engine pieces. There may be.
He weird. Like, are you suggesting that he maybe wants to get to like turn 5 instead of turn 3 or 4?
Maybe.
So this Goku though, basically has the same effect as all of them. You pay 1 yellow, choose the opposite name, and that card can't restand next turn.
So honestly, if Blue Baby wants to play this really slow, he could just like not attack with his leader, and then the Vegeta leader won't restand.
Sure.
So I don't know if he's gonna do that, but I feel like he should, because he's kind of the control player in this match. But anyway, the baby leader on swing tucks a Vegeta GT or a Brainwashed under the field and draws 2.
Yeah.
So he's going to tuck one, tucks a Bulma. Probably the worst one, in my opinion. That card really more belongs in the old baby, but still a Brainwashed here. Okay, and then he draws 2, leaves it at 10. Nope, he goes to 15. Okay. And then it's a 4 life 1/1, or if you have a 4 cards underneath the Universal Temporalization Plan. I think that card is a mouthful.
It is.
So 1/1 for presumably this baby Z battle card. It's got barrier, and then basically for a blue you can play the 4-drop out from underneath it. And then also he gets to top 7 and tuck a person under the field. I always forget to do this. Someone needs to remind me to do this. I always forget.
Oh, see, there's a set 11 card. You know that one?
No, tell me about it.
No. I don't know why I asked. I knew the answer was no. It's a 3-cost Goten. It's a 10k, so it is the highest power that it can play out from underneath. And then it's a counterplay for 4 and less going to the bottom of the deck.
Okay.
But in this deck, it seems like it's mostly just that it's a 10k servant as opposed to a 5k like that Goten. Now he's got 4 cards underneath.
If he has the new SR 4-drop, that's probably going to be the most optimal play here. You basically, if you control a Z battle card, you play it from your hand. And then you get to tuck any 2 Brainwash with different card names from your deck.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Which also allows you to tuck the... you can play lower card count of the... Oh, he's going to absorb, go right into the 4 cost right away? Or is he... I don't think he can, right? I don't know. I have the deck like literally right next to me. I should just look.
Yeah, so sorry, what is he trying to do? I'm furiously reading once again.
You're good. You say that, I'm literally gonna grab my my blue box so I can read the deck myself. I have it prepped up for Thursday locals. I know Jake's in chat. Don't tell anybody.
Okay. Jake, disable.
That's illegal prune. Yeah, so he could just play the 4-drop GT by just playing the 1-cost Vegeta from underneath from his drop area. I wonder how that got there. It's almost like that's exactly what the deck was designed to do.
You're crazy.
Yeah, so some of the stuff, right? The relevant servants here are Bulma draws an additional card.
Okay.
Trunks is a negate for 1. The Bola combos limit 1 once per turn from underneath the field.
Yeah.
The old Goten is a servant 10k that counterplays a 4 less for 3. The new Goten is pay 1 to play it from your hand and bottom deck something greater than or equal to. The new Gohan is a 10k that gains double strike if it's played from hand for a blue. And then, oh my gosh, list goes on. There's the old 25k one, right? The 15k Gohan, the Floodgate. And I'm trying to think of anything else that's super relevant. I think that's really it. Just go down the whole list. I've got my deck in front of me, but
I think that's most of it. Assuming he's running those cards.
Yeah. I mean, we can at least see a couple, right? We saw that he's got the Bulla and both Gotens and the Bulma underneath. He might not have the Vegeta, or not the Vegeta, the new baby TP for Gohan, right? Because to my understanding, AZ has a lot of really talented players and a lot of players, but not a lot of locals for some reason.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's moderately fair.
I mean, I also come from a state where like we have five locals a week or 4 locals a week, and 2 or 3 of them only get like six or less players because we just fire all the time. Lots of stores want us. We just are spread thin. He's gonna swing lead here, and so like this is exactly the turn where he's gonna get a huge amount of momentum if he does this properly. If he happens to be able to build 2Z energy in like pretty optimal ways, he can ape, play out 3 cards from underneath his plan, because the ape will play 2 and then the field will play 1. And so we can see here he's going for this. Yep. Gonna leave it at 20. Let's see what this goes. I can visualize the whole thing in my head, but to try to like explain it all out might take a little bit of time here.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, like, so the idea of this deck is you put cards underneath your planet. You're able to get resources by playing them later, and you can use parts of that to kind of bypass them having Servant, right?
So you don't bypass them having Servant. They do have Servant the whole time, but your leader's backside and Z leader both have Overlord.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
And so what I think is going to happen here. So he's going to bounce. Well, he'll start by bouncing back that Goku, presumably, just to get it off the board, make him spend another energy. But he gets the top 5 for basically any blue card here.
Yeah, and like the leader inherently doesn't draw cards on the backside, right? But it has
Correct.
Overlord, and it puts cards underneath your plan, which you're able to then play for free.
Play, yep. And it can also put cards from your opponent's drop area that are non-Goku GTs. So it does kind of build up some extra stuff there. So you can like occasionally... the Z leader lets you play out cards that are bigger, so you can actually play out like 20Ks if you use the right cards.
Gotcha.
And therefore then they become 30Ks because they gain Servant, yada yada.
All right, I think I'm approaching up to speed.
He's getting there. So one thing that's going to be important here, Mr. Hidden, follow along here.
I'm trying. Taking notes.
The Z leader happens at 3 life for 2 Z energy.
Yeah.
The backside has a way to pick up a life. You can pick up a life to give a servant 5k.
The regular leader does, not
Yes.
the Z leader, right? Yeah.
So I think what's going to happen here, and he flips back over, is that, I mean, if he's looking for a really high value turn, he can like pay 2 for a monkey here. The monkey's going to play 2 of the servants. He needs to awaken first, IMO. He awakens, the monkey plays out 3 servants because the monkey will play 2. The field now it will trigger because you're a 15k baby. That'll play 3. His leader will pick up a life to give one of them 5k. And then he Z awakens for his last energy, and if he's holding on to Zeno Super Combo or enough cards in hand to get by with D Magic, he'll be fine. But also, never mind, the Z leader will restand an energy if he has a servant in play.
Yeah, which is...
Damn, this deck is solid.
Yeah. Sorry, I just read that. So yeah. So being able to get yourself down to the amount of life you need to be the Z Awaken is usually pretty strong in these Z decks, because that's... Your opponent does usually kind of recognize those numbers and say, oh, if I keep them at 4 for the entire game, they're going to be kind of underprepared, right? I can just focus on their board. But being able to say, nope, I'm going to 3 for free and getting actually for benefit, right?
Yeah. So let's see if he awakens here, he can make this Gohan that he just played. So it does look like he has it. He can make it into a 25k double. Tyrannical Blow. Oh, that's kind of tough because now it doesn't have Servant and it doesn't have Double Strike. It's a 10k, and he does need to build a second Z energy, so it's really not that big of a deal. Because at the end of the turn, I guess I don't know when the I'd have to look at the end of turn procedures and how the wording on Tyrannical Blow is, right? If it's for the turn or until the end of the turn. I love 7-4-1/5. Oh, he's just passing. Okay, so he's going to play the defensive blue option, it seems. Which is, as it turns out, blue can do that. You know what makes me want to play Dragon Ball really bad?
Tell me what makes you want to play Dragon Ball.
Watching people play Dragon Ball.
I agree. Like, it's... I know like this is maybe sacrilege to say, but like the act of like actually building a deck and like sleeving it up and then finding someone to play with is agonizing. It's agonizing right now. It's so tough for me to be able to say, let me find someone, let me carve out the time not only to play with this person, but to like get prepared to play with the person. And I've been burned so many times where I'm all set, I'm all ready, spent like an hour researching a deck, getting it ready, and the person's like, I can't play anymore, I'm sorry. Like, it's demoralizing, right?
Also, I'll play with you anytime, baby.
Oh, I know. Don't worry. That's a given. But like in person, that's a little bit trickier for you and I. Not impossible, just a little trickier, right?
That's it. I'm calling Robert right now.
Yeah,
Jared
exactly.
is on speed dial. I will call his mom and force him to play with you.
No, but like when we were playing on your stream the other day and you're like, play the Stealth deck, you're gonna like it. Yeah, I did. It had super fun. And like watching people say like, oh, that Whis card, I can abuse that card. Interesting. Now I'm gonna probably lose an hour of sleep due to me just thinking out how to do that stuff, right? Like it's very engaging, but like there's such a ramp to get there, right? It can be so difficult to get into gear of being like, okay, I'm playing Dragon Ball right now.
Okay, so he negates so he has a baby in play, so Trunks only costs 1 from under the field. So he does go to negate the attack. Vegeta Trial Run is a 15k critical. It draws a card on play. He chose his leader to not restand. Not that it's going to matter, because again, he'll flip right back over to Vegeta. So, yep, 15k crit. He super combos out. I think this is kind of predictable. And now, next turn, he can maybe get this really big swing turn and kill him.
Yeah.
Especially because, did he just spend... He spent 2 of his energy, right? Wait, you did not need to Bulla and super combo, though. That might be one too many. Guess we're going to find out.
No, he just really, really wanted that Bulla into his counter, or in his Z energy. Obviously, it has to be the play.
Bulla has the Goten Trunks text that it gets removed when it goes from Z energy to drop.
Oh, okay. Then you probably don't want that.
I don't know. Maybe it's... Oh, you know what? Maybe he did the activate battle to give it +5. That's what it was.
Oh, okay.
Remember that? We didn't even talk about that last game.
We did not do that. Yeah.
Both leaders give the opposite name that costs 2 a +5k boost.
Yeah, that'd be good if there were like some dice, maybe like floating right above your play area to
like indicate some sort of power. Change.
Have like a verbal or like spatial contract that says that something has +5k. I don't know.
Okay, so I think if his name is Alex, right? You said.
We have Andrew on versus Simon. Yeah.
Andrew here. If Andrew has a counterplay for this likely riposte or Vegito, well, definitely not Vegito because he only has 1 Z energy.
Yeah.
I think he just wins the game here.
Okay.
If not really dang close, and then therefore wins because no resources. So like he starts with Goku Oob again. You can just bounce back the Vegeta Trial Run, the 2 cost. You want to leave the Servant on board because like that's just too much value to let it just come right back. Dude, I don't even... How does he find space for a Goku Oob? I'm looking at my deck and I'm at like 58 cards already. That card is...
Play less cards.
Yeah, it's just that easy. Okay, and so there's the SR baby that I was talking about that tucks a bunch of cards underneath the field. He might go for that, if only because he wants to get better names for playing underneath there.
Yeah.
Because right now he does have 1 10k baby underneath. He's got the Goten, but he doesn't have he doesn't have either of the Double Strike Gohan or the 15k Gohan. And those do make a difference here. So he's got no negates. Auto tuck one? Or is he just leaving it at 10? Because it's a 10k. Without any autos? No autos? Interesting. Or is he doing it now? Okay, yeah, he's doing it now. Drop 2. Gonna awaken. 1 and 1. Okay, see, so this is where like he did the take backseat earlier.
Yeah. It's a little bit of one, yeah.
This power of a Super Saiyan is gonna go crazy into this Goku. Like he wouldn't have the information, but he would. You know what I mean? Yeah, he can either tap Goku Oob or the 20k double striker. Actually, no, the double strike doesn't have double strike for the turn. 15 duel or 20 single. Oh,
ooh, and a
goodness. That's devastating here. Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, Poutine doesn't see a lot of play nowadays, but I think it's going to do a lot of work in this matchup, right?
Yeah, because he's gonna pay 2 to play the ape, right? And that's gonna, yeah. Okay, so he's gonna Overlord, and so like this is the turn where like his stuff can get huge, right? So if he kind of needs to trigger the Poutine right away. And I think the way to do that, so he'll get the Goku Oob swings off. I think the best way is to actually do the 4-drop baby that's in his hand, and then go tuck the proper names underneath. That'll trigger Poutine. And then he goes for the ape after that. So that way at least the ape attack can come through.
Yeah, well, we see a chilled army, or is that, sorry, Frieza army reinforcements there. Playing too much of a different
Cabo?
color.
Is that his name? Is Cabo? Ava and Cabo?
I think you're right.
Okay, so he's just going to choose to play Goten. He can bottom deck the Majin Vegeta, just to be sure. No, Poutine doesn't tap. He can tap any card. Which, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. Both of them represent a 15k. Perfect. And then he can Z-Awaken and get rid of Goten. Well, he has to... So he's really playing this slower. He doesn't seem to have the ape in hand, perhaps.
Yeah, it looks like he's using the Z battle card now.
Yep, activate main, 1 blue, place a Vegeta GT only card from your drop from under a universal toughlization plan in your battle area under this card. Play up to a blue baby with an energy cost of 4 from under this card on top of this card.
Cool. And he got the super combo underneath.
Yep.
Maybe if he did it over combo, you needed to get that Vegeta. Does he have any super combos in there?
But he has a Vegeta in the drop area from turn 1.
Gotcha. Okay. Then never mind.
So, I don't know, but he didn't. It wasn't an overcombo, remember? It was because of the +5 on the leader.
Yeah. Well, maybe they didn't put the dice there. I'm just trying to restore my faith in humanity and their dice placing skills.
Paid 1 for the Goku. This is a little more tricky now because the Goku, he's playing blue, so he doesn't like have the removal for Goku the way that one might hope. He has 2 blocks up too. This is very tricky. Okay, and also he missed his field trigger here. He did just play a baby that costs 4 or more.
Yeah. Is it play? It's play on top of that card, right? That's the wording.
Yeah. So you play it from under this card on top of this card, and then the field is once per turn.
You may.
Play up to 1 battle card with an energy cost 3 or less, original or 10k or less with non-keyword skills negated for the turn. So he's going to go to... He plays the 4 costs. He's going to tuck a Bulla and a Goten. Now, this makes me think that he doesn't play any copies of the original Gohan. Despite the fact that that is the biggest servant in the game. Or the biggest blue brainwash servant.
The counterplay one? Or the counter attack? Yeah.
Because you can only play it with the ape, because the ape says just play 2 brainwash cards with different names. But then all the other cards that like play stuff play 10Ks.
Yeah, and maybe it's just, you're thinking, I want to be more aggressive, and like in hand, it doesn't really do anything because I don't think you're going to have 3 open actually 4 open to do the effect. So I don't know. Maybe that's the idea.
So this is going to be a 20. He decides to block. Okay. And now he could rip a life, give Goten +5, and then Z awaken? No.
Yeah, because it's still 4 life apiece here.
I guess he might be saving the Z awaken for next turn.
Yeah, I guess, just feeling, not comfortable with, I guess not. So, I mean, you can keep it you can do it on your opponent's turn, too, if they put you down to 4, but maybe just not respecting how much damage they could be putting out.
And certainly, right, he'd be missing out on a draw if he does that because of the Overlord refreshing.
Yeah, and I will say, the original baby was, I would say, immensely defensive, right? It was overly defensive, perhaps, for some people, right? It was, some people just dislike playing against it because you're like, I want to do the thing. You can't do the thing. Counter, negate. Like, okay, cool. I guess it's your turn. Okay, pass with 4 open. Go again. Like, okay. Our turn, right? But
ideally, just your turn is very, very short.
Yeah, right. And but this is definitely more tempo. I wouldn't say it's aggression as we were joking about before, but obviously there are some defensive options in this deck, but more of tempo, maybe mid range for how this deck kind of works out.
Yeah, I mean, there are a couple like baseline blue things that the deck will do. In that, like, you're a 20k blue Z leader, 1 Senzu Bean makes you a 25k.
Yeah.
Like that's huge. You have both a Z leader as well as a Z battle card that is sticky. With the 1-drop baby, as well as the 4-drop actually has KO protection once per turn, but negate skills.
Yeah.
And so like Aandroidd 17 is online like immediately in the deck.
Sure.
So there are definitely those like the little protections, right? And I think you kind of hit it right on the nose that the old baby deck was this like super floodgate heavy one, and this one's really more just like baseline tempo.
Yeah, you don't have a lot of cycle for cards. You do, get to play stuff for free, and it's going to be a little bit bigger than normal because it is Servant, right? They're only going to be mostly 15Ks though, so not anything outrageous. And
occasional 20K.
Occasional.
Which is actually interesting that he did when he played the one with its skills negated, that he didn't play a 10K from underneath.
Yeah.
He's gonna go swing here. See, yeah, and that was actually, whenever you're swinging against blue like that, you kind of got to start with the battle card because you want to be able to get the rest of your battle card attacks off, and then your leader attack off for no issue. Oh, wait. He's deciding against it. Just going to do trumps. Or Bola to combo out. What do we got here? Yeah, there's so many, like... This is why I truly love blue, is that like he's got like 30 different defensive options. If you're playing yellow, you basically just have to like try to riposte or Vegeta this turn. But if you're playing blue, I mean, like the way he plays D-Magics versus Beans versus, the Bola free combo, just trying to floodgate out immediately. Like they're all so incredibly different.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Again, the flip again. Yeah, it's unfortunate you only get the draw after Vegeta flips. You get the draw when you're attacking with the Goku side, right?
Yeah, so No, I think the Vegeta says at the end of a battle where this card...
Yeah, you get, but it's a hard limit one, right? And then the Goku, when you attack, you get a draw card, and then you flip afterwards.
So either way, I think they both basically say when this card attacks, draw one. It's just at different timings.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's another 4 cost. He does get to kind of clear board here, right? Or he clears 1 card at least.
Yeah, definitely with the Goku Vegeta, right?
Yeah. So Majin Vegeta on swing KO something. So I think with this critical, he's trying to bait out the Aandroidd 17. He doesn't want Maj and Vegeta to be negated because he wants to push the double strike. Yeah, because he hasn't been floodgated, this is just a really costly like hand size for Blue Baby here that he's got to like kind of. So there it is.
There it
he's
is.
baited
Yep.
17. So, I mean, realistically here, I think you should just like swing with Vegeta, bottom deck 1, and then push with like a super combo. Make it like a 35 double strike. You KO something. Probably Goku Oob.
Yeah, and I think just passing, no, deciding not to.
I really feel like he's just playing the blue. Like if you're ever wondering about the control mid-range meta, is that control is supposed to beat mid-range, and if he can play this control-y deck play this control-y game as a blue deck, yellow's gonna have a hard time keeping up here.
Yeah, even though he's got a lot of cards in hand right now, right? Like it's not like what the discarding one is going to be was paramount. Even
like the tempo of that swing would have been really huge.
Yeah, just to like remove something from board that's obnoxious and
put him to 2,
put him to 2 or pressure to 2, right?
Yeah.
Like I think you should have swung 100%.
So I think he's gonna start with the riposte here. Yep.
Any response?
That's fine. I imagine he doesn't, but it's possible. So like I recently made the switch over to Decisive Strike as opposed to say something like, what's the other thing? Absolute Release Ball or Desperate Measures, because those put it back in hand. Yeah. Both of those cards put it back to hand, whereas like something like Decisive Strike will put it to the bottom. And he doesn't have a Z Battle card in play right now to be able to prevent this. So he does have basically 1 free attack because of the Aandroidd 17, right? But everything else is in active mode or has a use to attack.
Yeah, Decisive Strike is a little bit more situational, though. I will agree, but it is
in this deck where you like typically put out that baby barrier guy and he just sits there until like the end of the game. You know, it's a very interesting dichotomy of like the higher cost but like higher reward of bottom decking. So he decides to tuck and draw. Swing 20, tap. So yeah, he does basically have to swing with his whole board before he plays anything else because of Poutine.
Mm-hmm.
So is he going to get reposted again? Oh man, that'd be crazy.
No, just Frieza Army Reinforcement. Going down to 2. Going down to 2, though.
And so that was a single strike damage, so I really don't think I understand the token here. Because if he has removal for it, sure. Because like what you could imagine here, right, is he's got a Vegeta, sure. So like what he could do there is like sell, right? See what I'm saying? If you sell, you eat the whole board. It doesn't trigger Poutine, and then you like tap Goku Oob, and then tap an energy, and then you still pass with 1 up. Or 2 up, actually. That would be really strong. But that I think is basically Blue's only lifeline against these yellow Goku Vegeta decks, is that like 1 cell can just be so devastating.
Yeah, just to clear a board, and I mean it does give a lot of pressure.
Yep. So he's gonna put some cards underneath. There he goes to play the big baby. So he did his leader overlord once. Now he's got the Z energy to do so. So if he wants to Z awaken, he just has to pick up the life, make this Goten into a 25k. Oh gosh, he just has to tap 2 things to attack, and he still has 2 blockers out.
Yeah.
This just became really hard without a counterplay for that riposte or Vegito. If you have for 1, you can kind of like make your way through it, but for 2,
yeah, two's asking a lot.
So he's tapping 1 energy.
Does the field have barrier?
2 energy.
It does. Okay.
It does have barrier. Yeah.
Do you think they give these cards barriers strictly before riposte at this point? Because
I mean, it feels like it,
right?
I mean, you know, the copium is that it's for the tactical victory Vegeta, but the truth is that it's definitely just like for cards like Riposte or like, you know, something that says every card in a battle area or something like that. So I think he's trying to go Z Awaken right now, but he needs to have
3 or less life.
3 or less life, so he has to pick up a life here, and you don't want to pick up a life now because the attack didn't get to go off, at least, right? He could have got the +5 on the attack or something.
Yeah.
This is tough, and now like we're going. So what we know, right? Metagame knowledge, we know of the secret rare that Simon's on, and how he's going to push here, right? He's got access to things like Cooler. He's got access to the big man on campus. I wish we just knew how many cards were in each player's hand. God, that's what I can't wait for the simulator, bro. We'll just know everything.
I've been playing a lot of Sims of different card games lately, and it's man, it doesn't spoil you so quickly, so quickly. Like
you watch one game of Master Duel and you're hooked for life.
You are. No, I've been playing. Warhammer has this new one too that I've been playing, and it's been pretty good.
No tyrannical blow. He gives the thumbs up. Interesting. Okay, so he does trigger Poutine here.
All right. Use leader effect to flip to the other side and then attack again.
I feel like he should have attacked with Vegeta, so that way he could end on Goku. And then get the extra pop, right? Because he could like pop Goku Oob or something without any effort. So he puts him to 3.
Yeah, but we see now that he does not have Cell Xeno into Cooler, right? Because I think that could have just won the game right now.
Yeah, like right on the spot. I agree. So he would need another 4 cost or a 2 cost. So he's gonna pay 1 and 2.
Probably going to the Vegeta. Oh no, and 2.
3. Oh, he's immediately skipping phases. So now Aandroidd 17 has fallen off.
It has, yep.
He returns that critical to his hand.
Yep.
See, and right there, that's where I feel like.
And Poutine triggers again too.
True.
Not that I don't think it's doing anything right now, but
yeah. So if he's got the T-Blow here, this could be the world difference. So this Goku, the one that plays out from under the Whis, basically, you return the 2 cost Vegeta to your hand. You get to play it from under a Whis, and then he is a. If your opponent has like 5 more cards in rest mode, he gains critical and barrier for the turn.
Oh, there's another 17.
T-Blow. You gotta have the T-Blow.
You have to have T-Blow. You gotta. Don't. No.
They didn't do it. That's gonna be really tough. Okay. And see, like, and right there, we can also see that Majin Vegeta to gain double strike is also limit 1. Right? So, like, he could have swung with it and then played a new one this new main phase, and then swung with that one as well, and gotten both of the removal effects, but now he's not going to get that. So he's going to pay 1 for Trunks. Okay, so he's tapped out now. Okay, so this is basically your chance here. I think you just have to, like, push some damage, because this Goku kills something on swing. Okay. This is another instance of, like, if you're going to use this, he's not going to be able to get dual attack off of this. He has to turn Whis and Poutine sideways, and that's going to cost 2 cards. This is really tough. I really feel like he might have misplayed his kill turn a little bit here.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, you kind of wish you. I mean, I guess the Goku's still fine now, but
so he goes like 35. Do you have Cell Xeno? He does. Okay.
He does have Cell Xeno. Okay.
He's going for it, and then so he's basically praying, "Don't have D magic."
Our baby, right? Baby Hatch wins you the game.
Yeah.
No. Or is he just saying he has no negates?
You don't get to look. You don't get to look.
I think he's conceding that he has no negates in hand.
I just went and panicked. Did they do?
Either way, I don't think he gets out of this, right? Like any of the cards in hand were.
I was not paying attention.
I don't know. Like, it could just be they were talking, and they were like, "Oh, it's 3 cards though, right? Yeah, one more.
3 cards at random.
I don't like. I mean, we saw the hand. There's no negates in hand, right? You can't get out of a 40k, right?
Yeah, no, not like this. Yeah, and he already used his once per turn Trunks.
Yeah.
Well, he sniped the dead cards,
Yeah, that's true.
Was there a super combo in there? I really was. I was unaware.
Let's see. Was it not on the? So it looks like Mr. Frick's saying in chat that you weren't on the backside when you. I felt he did. He was on the backside and they attacked with Goku and he came on the other side. I could be wrong, but I.
Oh, to like get the restand effect or something.
To get the turn skip effect. Oh no, there's Hatch. There's
so
Hatch.
He did have Hatch.
He
Okay.
had have Hatch, yeah.
So Hatch triggers the field. Does he know that it triggers the field? Nope.
No, but I think you still lose, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think this is. I mean, this is just too much. Look at all. I mean, he's tapped out. He's got Poutine, but he's also got literally 3 Android 17s right there and a 40k Hatch.
Yeah, and you just have to do 2 damage. Yeah, you have to. I mean, so much. That's why I like the Celzino is cheese, right? It's not as much of. It's like, do you hit the cards that stop? Because most of the time there is negates in hand to stop the Celzino from winning, and you have to find them. Right?
Yeah, if you hit them, it's just like. I mean, like it, I mean, it's literally random, so it's like there's almost like no control over the outcome, which is a very
it's worse than random. You as the Celzino player gets to choose, so it's literally your fault for not choosing the Hatch.
Yep.
You can't blame anyone else.
Poutine out. No, don't tap the. You can tap the Hatchiac with Poutine there instead.
Yeah. Looks like not doing that.
Matt has joined the chat here as we begin the thing. Did you win One Piece local, son?
No, but my 3 packs are the basic box.
he pulled both of the alt art secret rares.
Nice.
One secret.
Out of 3 packs?
Out of 3 packs.
Hey.
So
you did win. What are you talking about? You won.
You effectively won.
Yeah.
Really.
You monetarily won locals. Congratulations.
We are watching just an absolute massacre here. Yeah, he just goes for the double strike right away, and then he just gets the dump here.
Yeah.
So,
what are your?
I mean, I understand this, but I mean, in theory, right? The more optimal play. I mean, unless he's in time, which I don't think they are quite yet.
They got a minute.
Yeah. So right. I think the slightly more optimal play is to swing with all of these cards, especially that's a 20k double strike.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, optimal plays have left the room though, right? We're still winning.
And it feels good to win with the shiny new card.
It does, doesn't it?
Have you seen the SPR baby?
Not in person.
Oh man, dude, it's really crazy. I think the ape is one of the best looking cards in the set, maybe not, if not the best.
Why would you say something so controversial on my stream? I told you, keep it limited. Like,
don't get me in trouble. Gohan supremacy. Gohan supremacy.
Yeah. There we go.
The only deck out of the new set is Sun Gohan.
Okay, I could be wrong. He's getting up there in numbers.
That's what I'm saying, right? Like he would have cost way more cards if he had just been swinging with like the 15 singles and the duels and the stuff.
Yeah.
He
doesn't. Yeah.
I think he might have been pretty close though, right? Like he's
got
got maybe.
I mean, the leader has
he's
double
got,
strike too, right?
No, the leader doesn't have double strike. There is that Bulma promo from the Anybox that gives a Vegeta GT double strike because it's intended for like the set 11 one.
Mm-hmm.
But once you become an ape, you're no longer a Vegeta GT. You're just straight ape, baby.
I see. Yeah, and you lose double strike when you go into it too.
Yep. So
cool. And SS Vegeta's been pretty popular lately. I think it's, dare I say, the most popular yellow leader right now, at least from
I
on
think
a top
so.
down.
It like weirdly seems to have taken over Trunks Vegeta, even though Trunks Vegeta is like the conventionally slightly easier deck. It is, it's been around longer, so people have like more practice play lines. But I think people are really drawn to like the aggression that Vegeta can turn on, while still having the baseline yellow defense, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't have the trunks or the barrier removal that Trunks Vegeta is going to offer, but it puts out like 25k double strikes every turn.
Mm-hmm.
And as it turns out, 25k double strike, draw a card, kill something is actually pretty good.
It's very good. Yeah. No secret for that. Yeah. No, it's. That star deck is just cracked. They just said like so many cards like, oh well, you have to be a Vegeta leader, or like the restrictions on it are just so minimal, right? Like, cool. Like the restrictions are not really existent for a lot of these, and that makes it super strong, I feel like.
Ooh, they both just rolled 6s and then the roll of 1. Do we got another 1?
A 4 and a 3. Oh, barely. Oh no, it's a 3 and a 3. Oh, I hate those dice. I hate them so much. They're so difficult. Like thematically, I get it, but like they're hard to read. They're so hard to read.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I play like very starkly colored ones. That way, it's extremely obvious, like at all times.
No, like, and I if I was like in a design chair and like in the same point, like, yeah, of course we make Dragon Ball like clear dice that look like Dragon Balls, right?
Obviously, and it's got the red number and then orange.
And but those, I don't know, the materials are just not rough, and I don't even think it's just very difficult to see. And I think they were designed pre-COVID, so that probably also makes sense too. Like maybe they're just easier not webcam to see, but they're rough dice, unfortunately.
Yeah. So some other stuff that we kind of realized for those that are tuning in from last round while they get to game state here, Weiss in fact would not have skipped on its turn skip because the leader was on the wrong side. And indeed, I've been cheating in my personal testing as well, is that the tufflization plan is only when it's during your turn and you play a blue baby.
Oh, okay.
So it doesn't play off a baby hatch, but gotcha. It's a once in every like 2 or 3 games.
Yeah.
So, but either way, there's a whole lot of stuff here. We are gonna see kind of the culmination of everything Yellow's been putting out for the last like 2 sets.
Yeah.
Majin Vegeta just being the Vegeta leader gives you, like you said earlier, access to so many cards, right? If he starts with Kibito, he can just swap into a Chi-Chi, and that Chi-Chi is going to be there. Mm-hmm. That Chi-Chi is stuck that whole game and basically turns off Dimension Magic. Obviously he's a blue baby leader, so we don't know if he's playing, I mean, because you looked at the list, but if he's playing Revenge Big Bang at all.
I'm looking. Maybe. I don't know. We'll find out. You got nothing from me. My lips are sealed.
Can you pull up Cody's list and tell me if he's playing the new double name SR?
Sure, I'll immediately Forsaken, whatever you say.
Yeah.
No.
Goku and Vegeta. No,
I don't believe he is.
Okay, because that card is a 2-cost or higher Goku and lets you awaken, and then you just choose your leader, and then it doesn't. It's gonna
the Frieza. Oh no, the other.
No, the Goku and Vegeta. Yeah. Because it just costs 1, and then it plays the aggro thing. It picks up a life, but like you were going to pick up that life as you picked a 5 anyway. It's very, very strong in this deck.
Yeah, I do not see that in there.
Did they both just skip their turn 1 plays? That's crazy.
I think they did. Yeah, it is officially turn 2's the new turn 1.
So much for the turn 1 Chi-Chi. It's going to go for Vegeta, draw 1. Oh man, and then he's got 2 cards underneath, so he can't even play the 4-cost baby. He's pretty restricted here. I think he's basically just gonna pass, right? Maybe he plays like the Goten to try to apply pressure. We'll draw 1. I am pretty sure he's just passing here. That's kind of crazy. Turn 1 is important. Oh, did you put the Moobot to say thanks for the follow, Dave?
I did. It's like this is warped into a real statement, but it's always started as a joke of like, it's my job.
Yeah.
It is becoming abundantly clear that this is my only source of income.
Every time you look at the bank account, you're reminded like, oh man, I gotta stream more this month.
Yeah.
Well, hey, if you want to play some games after this, I'll play 1 or 2 webcam games with you.
I would, and I know I always have an excuse, but I literally have to leave for Ohio in like 48 hours, less than like in 36 hours, and I've done like no prep for it.
I believe that.
Yeah, see, isn't it the believable? Like,
yeah. You got an aunt thing because no one's gonna question the aunt thing.
No, it's not on. It's a One-Piece tournament.
Quit having those when I'm trying to get you to do stuff.
I know, right?
What was that, MomoCon, when you went to Chicago? Or was it the weekend that I was in Arizona?
Yeah, I was in Peoria the week of the entire year that you're miles away from where I usually live. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going into a pretty typical turn 2 Majin Vegeta here. He plays the Goku at active battle speed. He gets to tap it and kill stuff. or tap it to draw cards and then tap stuff. And then this Majin Vegeta is going to swing, kill that guy. Oh, man. Already looking a little tough.
And it's like these things are meant to be together.
Mm-hmm. Some would say they were even destined to be together, huh? Thoughts?
Yeah, that's 2 on the nose.
Okay, so here's a double strike. Is he going to put him to 3 right away? Oh, this is tough. You kind of have to negate this. Oh, that's like the worst possible scenario too, because that's just like a card that's going to sit on board.
Yeah, I don't know. This card is actually so good. I don't know if it's a common complaint, but for one, it's a double strike that KOs your cards. Is that okay?
It's the skill negation for me, dog.
Yeah.
like any card with protection. No.
Yeah. Indestructible? Nah, it's destructible.
Well, and as we know, famously in the Majin Buu saga, Goku and Vegeta killed an indestructible person, right? Famously.
I guess.
Famously, they killed Zamasu, the indestructible guy, during the Majin Buu saga.
That's why those are one of the other time rings in that box, right?
That's right. Okay, so Baby's now kind of getting to this point. He's got a bunch of cards underneath the field. He's really got to start making moves here. Like, if he gives Majin Vegeta too many turns, Majin Vegeta will just, like, slowly keep aggroing with the cards that are already on board. And then he'll start going, all right, well, now I get to play full defense as well. Right? But if he has to commit all of his energy, usually turns 1, 2, and 3, he has to commit, like, everything into aggression. Maybe turn 3 he can pass with, like, a riposte.
Yeah. But I wouldn't be afraid. I wouldn't be afraid with him. Like, I have the momentum on my side. I have the life lead. Probably have about the same amount of cards in hand. Like, no big worries yet.
He can also pump himself to a 20k defensively, which is huge for this kind of a traditional beatdown deck like Baby here. It's like everything is a 15k except for the boss monster.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got a blocker too, right? Like, oof. So, I mean, like, one of the things that Andrew could try to do would be, like, play the Goten, right? And get rid of the Goku blocker just so it's gone. But we're still just so far behind in the baseline of the game. He needs to really, like, get some stuff going and plan cards. He doesn't have, like, he has to -1 to combo and play the Vegeta Z battle card here.
Yeah.
So the question is, do you think that's going to face, or do you think that's going into the double name?
The way that he's reaching
for a life? Oh, yeah, I was going to
say,
oh, put that over there. Going face. All right. Oh, he just does the activate. Man, so that's 20 to 20. How did he only take 1 damage? Or is it, oh, no, I guess he is. Yeah, actually, how does he only take 1 damage there? Because it's activate battle, pick up a life. 20, right? Am I going crazy?
Whose activate battle is it?
Vegeta's activate battle is pick up a life, gain 5k for the turn. But he super comboed on a 10k leader going to 20, so it was 20 to 20 after he picked up a life. I feel like he was supposed to give a card there. But
we'll have to believe him on that one, yeah.
Interesting. So he's got some cards under the field. He can awaken now, right? Yeah, he's got 4 cards under the field. So I feel like right here, he's really just got to, like, clear this board. Like, if you let Ultimate Duo get another attack off, and then you leave the Vegeta there, and of course, as I say it, right, I was wrong. But now Vegeta's still on board, and while he didn't, like, Zarbon it back up, he can just, like, play Destined Conclusion Goku, right? Because he can Z-Awaken this turn. BT dubs. He can just pick up a life and then go pow. If he builds some Z energy here, he's got 1 right now. Looks like.
Yeah, and then bringing that up there. So obviously, yeah, 2 less life, and you have to get a Z stack for 1. And again, 20k leader, pretty good. And you can make it 25k if you use the leader effect, right? And then you bump it up afterwards. Yeah.
Which is usually, I think, why the Vegeta players typically use it defensively. Because even if just for the 1 turn, you can go to 25. Riposte into a 25k Z leader is really tough to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Do you T-blow this?
I don't know. I feel like he's still losing the card there. He's already going to tap the Goku on board, and now he basically has to only play one card. I feel like you could have saved this for potentially the next turn and gotten more value out of your Chi Blow, right? Because like his leader swings here just fine. He uses Boo to tap the token or something. Yeah, so this draws one. Like, he still went -1 in hand, but he's wasted his T-Blow on something that he could potentially have saved it for next turn. He could instead get rid of a more dead card, so to say.
Yeah, because like you spent 1 energy to still be at the same hand size you would have been otherwise, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're saying, yeah.
And so, like, now, instead of having 2 up for defense or getting to do this plus, like, an ultimate duo, now he's just dealing with it. Then he swings lead to lead, gets to draw one. Yeah, it was definitely just like a preemptive floodgate. But like, I get it, right? It's one of those. As soon as you see that you've got the answer, you're like, I better answer this.
Yeah. It'd be a waste to not use this card that I used specifically for that card, right? But...
yeah, and he pulled it in. We watched him pull it in as the pre-side. So this is 15-15. Is he gonna? Yeah, I feel like you should just take it because now he. So look at this. This next turn, actually no, he doesn't have any Z energy though. He's got 17. Like this next turn, he probably can't kill him, but he could put him to a really uncomfortable spot.
Wait a minute. He had no Z energy?
He has no Z energy, so he can't. So he can get to Awaken, but he's not going to get to Z Awaken probably.
Then how did how do you use his the Aandroidd 17 effect?
He has a Z battle card in play.
Oh, that's right.
He didn't use it because T-Blow.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, that's right. That's the other. I'm like, wait a minute.
Wait just one dang minute. So, see, and I think right there he's realizing, like, I got to spend this energy so that way it at least applies a little bit of pressure there. But how does he do it? I mean, you could, like... I mean, we know he's got Goku Oob, right? So if he, like, Goku Oobs, put back the blocker, and then swing Awaken.
Maybe.
He's really playing this this slightly longer game with like the front side, which is definitely a little different. I definitely agree that you should wait till like turn 3 at the earliest, right? You should basically never do it on turn 2 unless you're gonna like die. But he's like been. I mean, he awakened what on turn 5 last game and 4 this one.
Mm-hmm.
And also he just comboed. Oh, but he comboed the Aandroidd 17. I was like, it was -1. What the heck? So, I mean, he could... Baby? Is this the big ape? Nope, Goku Oob again. Yep, so exactly... I think this is the exact play, but he could have been like a 20k leader. I really feel like that might have... Yeah.
At least got one more card in hand, right?
Mm-hmm. Or forced, like, the bean right away.
Yeah.
Top 5. He's thinking on it, I think, but it's got deflect. Bounce that back. Top 5. What an excellent card. Maybe I should include this, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, in a deck that already runs so many Earthlings, it doesn't seem
Yeah.
like a bad card, right?
Because let's see, is every single Brainwash an Earthling?
Yeah,
Gohan,
I believe so.
Goten, yeah, because the only Saiyans are Goku and Vegeta, and they're either unaffected or are not brainwashed because they're just babies.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think that's a good call.
I think it might be worth it. I agree. I concur. The removal is also really nice because this deck does not have a lot of that.
No.
Which also makes me wonder about, like, again, right? We talked about this earlier, how like a well-timed sell completely eats these yellow decks alive.
Mm-hmm.
Everything being a 4 cost, it's just like this huge 25 crit body, and you go really far off.
Yeah, and nothing has like barrier. It's just more of just turning sideways and getting advantage from it.
Yep. And then right, you're probably eating 4 cards, so you're getting the triple strike too.
Yeah.
This seems a little weird to me. So, well, for one, that should go to the drop area. But that's actually exactly what I'm going to bring up, is that I feel like if you're going to play Goku Oob, you should probably play
Trunks instead of Bardock, right? Because Trunks is searchable. Like, is the 5K going to come up more frequently than being searchable?
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, let me see. Let me do a quick pick of how much. Okay, I mean, I think it will come up not often, but maybe it will. Maybe
yeah, it feels like both are just like, how often is the 5K super relevant versus how often is like fine might, because if you're gonna play it, you might already be looking for a what's it called already? That one thing, you know what I'm saying?
No, I lost you. What's up? Okay.
Okay, so yeah, so he has done his leader skill. Is he at 2 or 3? Looks like he's at 3.
3. It looks like 3 apiece, I believe.
So he's at 25K, right? So.
Yep. And did he Z awaken?
Yep, he just Z awakened. He just Z stacked the Goku. This is now the really tough spot as a baby player, where like there's just like almost no way you're killing him this turn, right? Especially if like your base assumption is that he is on Gohan Piccolo.
Yeah.
So like, how do you properly take advantage of this turn? And I'm feeling that, see, he's got the 2Z energy. I'm really feeling like it might be play Cell Awaken or Awaken play Cell. Because like he's got like the Cell at least, you know, takes the 25 crit and it matches the 25, and then it's just like a +2 and you clear board. Okay, go 10, solid. You can bottom deck a probably an ultimate duo, right?
Yeah, because I mean, we haven't seen any Zarbons yet.
Yep, and then like even then, you know, you would have to use the Zarbon, and you're not necessarily swinging with Goten here because it's a 15K. Unless he has another super combo that he wants to use, but I feel like using your super combos offensively here is really dangerous.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, unless you just have a hatch in hand and you feel like they're not going to have the cooler for the response for it, right?
That's what I was going to say. Is like,
yeah.
That's just asking for cooler, right? Especially because the Z leader in himself is a double strike. He can pay 1 for the Goku to get the Vegeta back up. Like, coolering next turn is not that bad if you're in the position to kill him.
Yeah.
And we just watched him lose a D Magic, and I think he's got one maybe in his energy. Wait a second, hold on. He is. You remember yesterday when I said last round when I said he was my friend for playing Judge D Magic?
Yeah.
He is no longer my friend. He is playing Magnificent Collection D Magic in his energy,
Gold
Mythic Booster D Magic in his Warp, which should be in his drop.
Yep.
And a Judge D Magic. Suddenly, Andrew, we're fighting.
Where's the consistency? Where's the love of the game?
Like, next you're going to tell me his, like, overwhelm lineup is, like, 1 non-foil Awaken Instincts, a foil 1, and then the new Collector Volume.
Yeah, there's another super combo. So you're at 30 to they're 25 right now?
Oh, yeah, because he did combo the Goku Oob. Interesting. Okay, so he's going to put the Goku Oob in his Z energy and the Vegeta in his drop, presumably. Right?
Yeah.
So I think he wants to put him to 2, and then he just wants to ape here. But I feel like you just have to assume that he's on some negate. And then I just realized that he does not have an extra card in his energy. I don't think. Unless that middle card is an extra card, and I can't really tell. But he's only got the 1 T-Blow, so Riposte is not online.
Yeah. I mean, if you try to go in with a battle card to go in for the game, right, you can use your Z leader effect to pop it, right?
Yeah. Oh, true. I see what you're saying. Yep, I forgot about that.
Yeah. So a bit of a... I mean, like, this Vegeta, the more I see it, it kind of like reminds me of like a more aggressive version of like the Surge Goku, like the red-yellow one, of where like you always have like a super like, you know, break the glass defensive option in case they're trying to call you out. I mean, it makes you worse on the defense side, but it doesn't un-Z awaken you for some reason. It doesn't do like, I don't know, like you still become a 20K still. It makes you a 35K.
Okay, so he is getting a really huge swing turn here. So I think I think he might even be trying to force him to do it.
Yeah, so we see the Is that the 8-drop baby, right?
Yeah, I think he needs to combo 2 of these servants away on it. Because if he doesn't, or one of them at least, if he doesn't, I think he's just forcing...
Ooh.
Meta Cooler. Yep, excellent.
Man, I love that card. Like, that card's low-key broken. It's very good value, and you just have to find, like, the deck that works for it, and I think Super Saiyan Vegeta is one that's can really take advantage of it.
Yeah, it and Slug both make me go, man, I should just play this card at 4.
Yeah, that's immediately why I bought them up, because I'm like, oh man, Slug loves this card. Just two attacks negated for free? Sure.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
So how do we feel about like swing with Goten, combo 1, and then Overlord Goten, and then Z Awaken, and then you restand 1 energy back up because you have a servant in play?
Sounds good. Assuming that they don't leader effect to get rid of all your servants.
True. Oh, that's tough. Sorry.
He must have Hatch in hand, right?
Yeah. But I feel like if you're gonna tap out like that, you're just like announcing it, right? Maybe he's just forgotten. I don't know how many yellow mains you have in Arizona.
A lot of people play. I mean, with Joshua Ruiz moving to Japan as one last for sure, but still shows up every once in a while, somehow.
Throwing all of those, or what is happening? Well, the fact that he's giving 5Ks kind of gives away the strength of his hand.
And there was a cooler negate in there too.
Which either he's just not thinking and he's autopiloting, or he's just doing it.
Or he's got like 2 other in hand,
Yeah.
right? He's got the triplets. I still can't believe that card exists.
Yeah, it's not banned at all.
There's just a couple cards I'm still like, why is this card not banned? Maybe that's the next video. Like, why are these cards not banned? Like, what is your cost for playing Counter Cooler?
Yeah.
Legitimately, what do you lose for playing a card that says sometimes I win the game?
Yep.
Nothing. It has 5k counter. You can charge it regularly. There's no cost for it.
It consistently draws additional cards when going off.
Yes. Yeah. Like it makes like even. Like if it like discarded a card for part of the cost maybe, but it says like, oh, I get to draw 1 maybe 2 cards because they tried to not lose, right?
Yeah. Really feel like going for game there was quite greedy. I wonder if he could have just kind of played it a little slower. Even with using the Golden Ape to apply pressure, you could have kind of like passed there and just like left 1 or 2 up. He's gonna attempt, and does that get met with? So pay cost. Yeah, he's got it. You don't move your hand like that unless you've got it.
Mm-hmm.
And cost right there. Cooler. Yep. Hatch gets removed.
Move from game, right? Not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he has 6 cards in rest mode. Oh my gosh, he gets to resolve autos how he wants. So
Yeah,
you
that's
draw
like
2.
also a super bonus for playing the Servant Engine. It's just like, oh, you casually have enough cards in rest mode.
And he gets to pop any card, so he pops the Ape with that, and then the Vegeta can pop a 5 unless so he'll pop the Gohan. So this 25k goes through. He's probably going to make it 30 with the cooler. Single strike, right?
I think so. And ask cards in hand, I guess.
I mean, 2 less than it was.
That's true.
Yeah, it's probably like 6 or 7 is my guess. And we know that he's used 2 super combos at least.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. It looks like he's on all Vegeta. Doesn't have any Zenos, which I think if you're gonna play things like blue right now, I feel like because of the yellow's existence, you kind of have to. He's just leaving it at 25, so he goes to 20, and then a super combo here. 25, and 30. So again, giving away the strength of his hand, right? Basically announcing, no, I don't have super combos. So interesting there. I really feel like he should have pushed that Goku damage through, because now if he demagics, he could potentially kind of live his way through just by sheer number of attacks met by negates. Even if it's just one for oneing.
For sure.
Yep. And here we go. Yeah, so now if he's got a negate for the leader, the cooler, and then the presumed overrealm, there is nothing he could really do there, and then he basically just dies on the crackback.
How many cards does he... I mean, this is something. How many cards does he have in his drop, though? Like, does he have the actual number he's supposed to have in there? Because Hatch isn't supposed to be there, but I guess Dimensions Magic is supposed to be there, right? So
there is supposed to be a Dimension Magic extra in there, yeah, but no Hatch.
He's got enough. He's got enough. No worries. Okay, just... I think coincidentally asking for that, but yeah.
Yeah, it's like one of those like weird game state ones. Yep, so he has the baby in play, so it's reduced to 1. And then Cooler swings in. You don't necessarily have to negate the Cooler swing, but you probably should, because if they have Goku or if they have Gohan Piccolo, you don't want that to go off. He's asking cards and drop, it seems. Because if he's going to get out of only 1 attack, but then he has to maybe negate 2, he wants to get out of the smallest one. This is going to be tough here. 25. We know he doesn't have any super combos, so unless that one life he picked up was exactly a super combo.
Yeah. Or if you have like one for like a Ultra Instinct.
Yeah, he would need the UI. Is he thinking?
Yeah, he does. Okay.
No, he does. Yeah.
I was thinking about it.
I'm watching your stream. I should probably go back to the
Discord, the actual Discord. Yeah.
Ever so slightly faster. So yeah, UI gets out of it, and that's like another spot right there, right? Where like, if that, let's say that Goku was bigger, if he had Zenos instead, right? Then suddenly, Zeno gets him immediately out of that attack, and he doesn't have to demagic from life. Okay, so he asks cards and drop. So he has, but he's tapped out, so there's no riposte. We're really only looking at Time Magic, Frieza's Army, and Leader Skill, right? For baseline defense, and then Secret Rare if he's got it. So overload the Trunks because it stays in rest mode. Excellent. If he's got the Ape, I mean... I think Vegeta searches for 4 or less.
Yeah, I don't think it finds the Ape.
Saiyan or Earthling 4 or less, yep.
Yep. All right, which, I mean, founds Goku Oob. Another reason to run it. Now, 4 of immediately.
Goku Oob will apply quite a bit of pressure here. So he's got, like, just from what we can see on board, his leader can be a Z leader, which is a 20. He can play the baby from under baby, and that's a 20k and produces a 15 or a 20k. Yep, so he tucks the Vegeta. The Vegeta lets you tuck a Brainwash to draw. So, I mean, I think you should probably slow it down, but yeah, effectively tuck 1 or tuck 2, draw 2, but it should be tuck 1, draw 1, and then tuck 1, draw 1.
Yeah.
Because especially right there, if he draws into a 10k go 10, he'd much rather put that under.
Mm-hmm.
This is interesting.
And only 4 cards on board with Cell. Otherwise, Cell would be amazing right here.
Yeah. Well, Cell requires 4 cards underneath, but 1's a Z battle card. Although Z battle cards, how does Cell read? Z battle cards now go under, to my knowledge.
Yeah, I believe that's right.
But you have to place 4 more cards in drop area. So even if he had 4 cards under him, you're only placing 3 in the drop area.
That's right. Yeah. So yeah, you'd have to find.
In fact,
one
actually,
more.
hold on. Can you place Can you not pay the cost of Cell then? If you eat a Z battle card? Because you can't place it in the drop area? Brian's in chat. Brian will tell us.
Yeah, I don't remember. Place all of them in owner's drop area.
This is realistically, he just needs to find a way to sequence around the leader skill. I think is the ultimate test here. So if he like swings with Goku Oob and he makes it 20, he costs 1 card. But he does really need to find like one impactful card. He just tried to tap 2, so that might be him saying that he's got the Oob.
Mm-hmm.
Or not the Oob.
The golden baby, yeah.
But also the Oob is just
area annihilation, right?
But he only has 2 up or 3 up, so he probably isn't going to do that.
Do you pick baby Vegeta with Goku Oob?
I was not paying attention. I was trying to read Cell.
Yeah, same.
Oh gosh. Okay, so he's gonna combo card. So one thing that's like also interesting too, right, is that if he plays the 4-cost baby, he can basically eat the Vegeta on swing.
Mm-hmm.
And then he can use the Z leader to play out a Vegeta, so it's a 25k again. But that will cost all 3 energy. That'll be 1 for baby, 1 for Z Awaken, 1 to play the Vegeta. And if his board gets blown up, that's tough.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the plan. Double strike, you force it on the leader, you make his leader go off. He only has, is that 1 or 2? Only playing 2. I think he kind of messed up there.
Yeah, I might have messed up a little bit. Only playing 1.
Choosing to play 1.
Oh, then 2.
I think it, or maybe he can play the Vegeta, but it gains brainwash.
Let me read
3 or less, 10,000 or less. Non-keyword skills negated. Yeah. So he's just playing Vegeta as like basically as a +5 here.
Which is fine.
So he plays the 1 break because I think it's 2 Vegetas in that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here's also something else he could have done. Does Vegeta place in drop or does he KO?
Which Vegeta? The
Z leader.
Z leader. Let me read real quick. I think he KO. He does KO.
Okay, so then he could have paid 1 here to go into paratizing, whatever it's called, complete. And he can't be KO'd once per turn by placing a card in the drop. So he's going to go for the leader skill, adds all the life. And now Z Awaken dump. Is that the plan? Is that what we're going for? Or what's the idea?
Yeah, it looks like so going down to 1
barrier, so the Z battle card and the token should be in drop area.
Yeah, it should be. I don't think that's going to make a difference, but
no, because they can't combo. Well, I mean, it would matter for the Z battle card if he decides to play, 20k.
Sure.
Because that's just more attacks if he's like looking for it. But in theory, it should be basically the same result.
Yeah.
This is a close one. But I feel like both players have both like lived turns that they weren't supposed to, and now we're just kind of like scrambling to try to find the win, which is a really weird, like scrappy scenario for. I mean, we've all been in these kind of games, right? Where you just can't really decide what is the absolute best.
What's the card that he put upside down?
The leader can swing and take a 4 or less and put it underneath.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Visit one of your opponent's battle cards that does not include Son Goku GT from their drop under a universal toughlization plan. UTP.
Got it. And then Z Awakening here.
Ooh, no! He should have picked up the life first.
Yeah, he should have done that because it's just like 1 more card, right?
Yep. And if that's a super combo, right, that's like game determinative, especially here at the end where his leader is literally bigger than yours.
Yeah.
Oh, did he just pass?
I think he did.
Oh.
Well, Hatch is out of the loop.
Oh, he's got 2 in hand? Oh, there's... Yeah, I don't know about this one.
I think he's scooping up.
He's scooping, yeah.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, can't do anything against the 20k. And Cody wins it with so it's Vegeta.